I'm really excited about covering this app because I know we've spoken about it before, and I also know that they are one of NerdHead's longest standing clients. So when JLS Golf first approached NerdHeadz, they had a big vision to revolutionize how golf clubs manage bookings and operations. Can you walk us through the early challenges faced and how the team tackled them going forward?
Sure. So I remember when they first approached us, like it was more than 1.5 years ago. And to mention it, like it's still an ongoing project with a very active development phase, which we're proud of. So as you said, this is one of our longest projects. So I recall that at the beginning, we have divided the development into phases, right? So we had like an MVP, we had a bigger picture, big plans, as you said. The main idea was to digitize the market of the golf clubs in Indonesia, which is quite an ambitious goal because, it's not always about the product itself. It's also about changing the mindset of the people who are not used to using some digital solutions, some modern techniques, and etc. I really admire the client persistence and courage to take this goal and bring it to life and actually to succeed in it. So the challenges, I guess the main challenge was to create a simple, intuitive, and at the same time technically advanced booking system that would cover the needs both of the golf clubs and the golfers, so the people who are playing golf. And this was one thing. So another thing was to create a system that would be scalable and flexible enough to cover all the golf clubs, right? Because we are talking not about just creating a booking system for one club. We are talking about creating a unified booking mechanism for any golf club in Indonesia or even beyond Indonesia. So this was the two biggest challenges: to make it simple, intuitive, and to also make it scalable and flexible enough to make small adjustments for each golf club, yet to keep the core consistent and strongly built based on the, let's say, the generic idea of booking mechanism.
Okay. And scalability and customization are often at odds in software development. How did you guys strike the right balance between building a system that's flexible for each golf club while keeping it user-friendly and efficient?
Well, this was, I would say, a bulb that was all the time turned on during the development. And actually, we are still keeping it in our brains because whenever we come up with a new feature or a new request, we always think how to do it in the way that it will fit all the golf clubs, not to harm the user experience, the speed of usage of the application, and yet be very useful for the business. And I think the answer is always was very clear, and I think that that's a part of success of this project, because we're always keeping in mind that user comes first. The whole idea was built that we must create a system that will be so much user-friendly and so much convenient and easy to use that anyone could book a golf course. Anyone can use it. So I guess it was always like a trigger when we had between the decision, like, should we do this or that? Is it good for user? Yes. If it's good for user, then yes, we should go for it. So at one thing, it sounds simple. At another thing, it sounds very much difficult because sometimes you have to, to sacrifice some business decisions just to focus on the user experience and to focus on what's the best for the user.
I think it's also quite difficult because you also have a lot of golfers, right? And golf clubs also have a lot of the older generation in it. And they, it has to be quite easy for them to understand how to use it as well. I mean, I don't mean that as a dig, but I'm just saying it does have to be user friendly, even so, because not everyone knows how to work technology to its best.
Yeah, that's right. And imagine that all their life maybe not all their life, but at some period of their life, they used to book via WhatsApp, let's say. So, or they would just pick a phone and call to the golf club and say, just book me this slot on this day. And now we had to shift their mindset to start using an online booking system, which was not easy. And I really admire our clients. I admire his clients, which are the golf clubs, that they had enough courage to actually make this shift and to keep up with encouraging and motivating their clients to use the booking system. So that's really a big challenge even in the mindset of the people there.
Yes.
And just to also add on the specific of the users that they were using the systems, I think also to make happy the end users, the golfers who were booking the golf courses, meant for our clients, for the golf clubs, that there is a need in using the system. So as long as you're making the end user happy, this client, like the golf clubs in our case, they were also seeing the result of using the booking system, and they were also happy to cooperate with our client, right? So that they could buy his service, and it was a win-win for everyone, for our client, for the golf courses, and for the golfers. So again, just focusing on the end users made us succeed through all the paths for all the users along the way.
That's amazing achievement. So golfers and clubs needed a system that felt effortless, but there's a lot happening behind the scenes, like automated pricing, bookings, and booking add-ons and real-time updates. What tech decisions made this possible, and why was Bubble the right platform for this specific project?
So I will repeat myself again, but whenever we came up with a new feature or idea, we were always evaluating with our developer, Lesa, that if it's somehow is going to affect the speed of loading or the performance of the application. We were doing big things and small things. And if we knew that this is a must-have feature and it potentially can affect the performance of the whole booking flow, we would redesign or we would optimize the workflows in the application, and we would do everything to keep the performance as a number one thing, because we knew that this is something that we should keep as our North Star in product management, actually, to keep the performance on the high level. Indeed, when you're seeing a booking page to book a golf course or maybe a driving range, and by the way, thanks to this project, I learned so much about golfs. So which is why I partially love my job, because you really know a lot of new things about the projects you are working with. So yeah, when you see a booking page, you think that it's quite a simple mechanism, just to select the date, select the time, and, provide some small details about yourself, like email, phone, and voila, booking is there. But behind this, there is a big mechanism. And there is, like, sometimes when we make a comparison, like it's a huge car and you just see a nice exterior, but behind this, there is a huge interior and a lot of mechanisms. So yeah, one of the challenges and our approach to this challenge was to keep as maximum as possible unified all the features in this exterior. So, for example, we knew that the availability setting will be the same across all the golf clubs. The pricing setting will be the same for all the golf clubs. And then, for example, if there were some small features, let's say for one golf club, we would have some add-ons like a caddy, or maybe adding like specific, shoes or something like that, which was not a case for another club. So we had to find a way how to make those custom things applicable for everyone, yet customizable for everyone. And this was a very creative job also, and very, very interesting job, because one thing is to to have an idea, and another thing is to find the right technical solution for this so that it works for everyone. This is why we love this project, because it really keeps us all the time thinking what is the best, how we can approach it, not affecting the technical performance of the application, and keep it always, as clean as possible, as fast as possible. So yeah, that's a challenge. And I think we succeeded in most of the tasks that we've been tasked, most of the features that we have delivered. And I hope that more will come, and having this mindset already will not be an issue for us to create anything within the ecosystem of the booking golf.
And Katerina, since launching, JLS Golf has rapidly become a top booking system in Indonesia. What do you think has made it so successful, and what exciting updates can clubs and players look forward to?
That's a difficult question, and honestly, I don't think there is a single simple answer to this. So I think it's first of all, it's a huge work by our client, from our client, right? So he had a lot of meetings with the golf clubs. He was persuading them to use the system and actually selling the booking system. So this is one part. Obviously, there is another part which probably I should thank to our team. And actually, our client is all the time thanking our team for the job that we are doing, because it's all about speed, quality, and market fit, right? So we should have all the time creating some new features that will attract and be valuable for the golf clubs, that will be profitable for our client to implement, and that will be also creating a unique selling add-ons for the end users and for the golf clubs. So I think it's very important that during this project, we were very close with the client. We knew the client's goals. We knew which meetings he's planning across the week with which clubs. So we made sure that this golf club or this demo account will be working perfectly. There will be no bugs. There will be no issues during the demonstration sessions. So we knew the client long-term goals, which is also very important, because one thing is to have day-to-day work, and another thing is to have the perspective of maybe like half a year or even a year of the product, so that you can make the right decision on how to build the application better. And I think also it's a constant feedback from our clients. So we were communicating all the time, like, this is good, this is bad, this is how we can do it better, how we can improve this in the future. It helped us to create this environment where we felt trusted by our client, and we also felt like we can come to our client and say, look, here it will not work good, so we must find another thing, or it's better not to do it at all, because this will crash, I don't know, or create a problem for the future. And this trusted relationship and this team approach, I think, helped us to succeed across this 1.5 year, and to find all these clients, to help our clients find all these clients, to keep them using the system, and to attract also the end customers.
Well, yeah, definitely. I think at the end of the day, there has to be a trust bond, because you're working so closely on a project. And I always ask this question to you. It's a two-part question. Is there anything that you would like to add on to what we discussed today that we didn't speak about? And then a second part is, when a client is looking at creating a web or mobile app, what is the best steps for them to take when choosing their best partner? And is a freelancer or agency better with creating their app idea?
Yeah, so one thing maybe that I would love to cover about this specific project is the scalability, and the scalability of the business idea, of the application itself, because we started, as you know, as a booking system for the golf clubs, but actually now we are much, much more beyond. So we have created a booking system for driving ranges, for simulation rooms. Now there is another very ambitious idea. I cannot reveal it now, because the client is literally in the process of signing the contract with these facilities. But we are creating booking mechanism for more than just golf clubs, for some sport facilities, for maybe something different. And it's amazing how you can just take one business idea, excel it in a way that it will be perfectly matching the market and the time and the business needs of your clients, and then just scale it to the other businesses. So I really wanted to highlight this, because I think it's a big success. It's a big success of our client, also of our team, and also maybe Bubble itself, because quite often people come, especially new clients, maybe those who are not so much familiar with Bubble, they are a little bit afraid of the scalability of Bubble. They think that it's a MVP only tool, and that you practically cannot do much things with Bubble on the later stage, which is not true. And I think this project was one of the proofs that you can actually scale, both in the width of the usage of your product and in the depth. That's something that I wanted to highlight. Answering the second part, I think when a client is looking for someone who will be his future development partner, it's very important to, of course, to assess the technical capabilities of the team. So do they have enough expertise? Do they have enough knowledge? Maybe certifications, maybe some, like, maybe they are in the same time zone for you if it's important for you. So there are a lot of criteria that clients usually put as a checklist when they're selecting someone. But there is also one thing that might be overseen, and I think it's a kind of a chemistry between the client and the team. And this is also something very important, to be passionate about the development process and the project you are working on, because obviously clients they have interest in growing their product, in succeeding in it. But I don't think that a lot of developers or maybe agencies, they can really understand the passion behind each project. So I think that this is something that we have in NerdHeadz, where we cannot just do the job and say that, okay, we just put a checkbox because we did a task. No, this is not about us. I think what we do in NerdHeadz, we really try to understand the business. We really try to help the client to solve the pain points and to grow. And this is something that sometimes you cannot buy just for money. And I think this is a problem that just single developers have. And of course, I don't say that every single developer can have this, but quite often when clients choose to work with one developer or maybe just 2-3 developers on the project, they really miss a big part of all the potential that the whole development team can bring, which is include the UX UI experience and professionalism, right? So someone who can really create a neat design and neat user experience for the application. It's a quality assurance, so to make sure that your project, your application will not be buggy and not be breaking all the time, which also is not just a single developer job. Of course, each developer is responsible for the quality of the delivered results. But again, there must be a professional who will be testing the application, creating maybe test cases and doing it professionally. And of course, the project management, because there are many examples when you have single professionals working perfectly as a professionals, but you need someone to orchestrate this work. And quite often clients underestimate this role on the project. So having all the team at place, I think this is one of the keys, let's say, to actually give birth to a project, to a product, and launch it on the market, not being afraid that something will be off. So yeah, I think that's what we have in NerdHeadz, and we are very happy to share with those who really look for something like our service, like to have professionals, to have someone who will care about your project and someone who will be interested in growing together with you. So yeah, I guess that's in our DNA of our company, I would say.